everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a threefer today. This is day 13 of Christy's Beautiful Life series 6 of 30 days of sketches, and this is today's sketch. I'm going to kind of use it and maybe vary it, kind of mix it up a little bit. Number one, I'm not going to have those little photographs. The other thing I'm doing is the load prompt about independence. And so this is going to be a page about selling our property, our last hold on property in Texas. And in honor of Texas, I'm actually going to use some barbed wire. I die cut some barbed wire. I don't know if that was the intention of it, but it works. And the next challenge I'm doing is the latest Spoonful of Scraps recipe, and I think it's, let's see, I have it written down around here somewhere. I think it's recipe number 24, but I'll check and I'll change that in my video description. I'll tell you which recipe it is. And it requires fussy cutting, ephemera, and bright colors. Well, bright colors are kind of my thing. And I will also tell you that when I saw the little squares, I thought, okay, maybe I can use the Paige Evans 2x2 squares. And I also thought, well, maybe it'd be fun just to pull random unrelated scraps and cut squares out of them. And then I passed by, on my way back to the printer, I passed by my stack of Project Life card kits, and on top of that was a paper collection. I don't know if they did this very often, but for this one particular collection, and I forget what it was, there was a pack of 24 12x12 double-sided papers that went with the collection. And it had on the front, it had the little squares, the swatches showing you what the patterns were inside. So I cut out those little swatches, and I'm using this is the top of it. It was the Sunshine edition. So I turned this over, and I'm going to use it as white cardstock as kind of a secondary background for my squares. And I kind of let the size of this and the size of the squares kind of help determine what size things are. I've got my title assembled or in pieces down here. That's going to help me determine where it's going to be called Our Texas Place. And these photos were taken in 1992. We had owned the property for 11 years at the time, and we had visions of making it our retirement home. And so we stopped, and this is us. I took this picture of John pointing at the property. He took this picture of me pointing at the property. I'm going to face them together and on top of the squares. So we just sold the property in an online closing on Saturday, and it's our last hold on it. We bought it in 1981, and it was part of a golf community. We bought the undeveloped part because we knew we wouldn't be wanting to live there until we retired. And it turned out that the company that sold it to us had trouble getting through the rock. This was near Austin and on Lake Travis. And they kind of left and defaulted on it, leaving us hanging with property that they couldn't run water lines or sewer. And therefore, when that got dropped, the county's plans to develop the roads fell through. We always thought, we were getting guidance from quite a few people that that was going to change. And so we still kind of held out hope that that might be where we'd settle someday, or at least it could be a vacation place. John's a huge golfer, and so it just kind of never went anywhere, and we've been paying property taxes on it and HOA fees, even though there's no H, there's no home, and we don't, yeah. So, and we knew we were never going to use it, and someone actually offered to buy it at a fraction of what we paid for it, of course, but it was kind of, oh, I don't know. It was something that seemed like the right time to do it. We don't even really, you know, every couple of years we'd go take a look at it and use that as an excuse to go visit Austin, and we're not traveling anymore, so it's kind of, oh, I don't know, just not a, let me switch that. I think that's a decent thing. The photos are gonna cover some. I'll try to kind of put them in the center there, but let me get these glued down first. I'll do that so it kind of hangs over the top a little bit, and I'll try to hang it over the bottom about the same amount, and that'll tell me my spacing here. I'll try to put these somewhat placed the same way and just inside the fence. I kind of drew something. I doodled what's my version of a barbed wire fence. Let's see, that's not. Let me do this one first, and then I'll place that one just a little bit over there. I'm not hugely crazy about this paper collection. Don't intend to keep all of the Project Life cards that are in the set. So it's kind of, I turned the papers over to the whichever side I thought I would scrap with, and kind of put them in my general use area. And as I look at them, there are several patterns that I really love, like this green one. And I have a sheet of this Everyday in the pink, and I thought I've got a set of photos that I kind of want to do for an everyday type page. I actually cannot stand this one, so I'm putting it where the photo might cover it. And you say, gosh, all those colors, you know, can't believe you don't like that. And it's true, I can't believe I don't like it either. Okay, one of the other things that I'm using, besides that one sheet of Project Life, and I did shave the one strip off of this to do this down the side. These dies, this set of dies from Bramble Fox is amazing. I'm using all 3 dies on this page. This I looked at and thought of it as a nice kind of fence look. And when I cut it out and I saw how delicate and those wires are, they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to cut it in 2 and use it top and bottom there. And then this piece right here, I didn't see it there. I kind of wondered what it was. It looks like sort of a vine maybe. And you could maybe put some flowers along where those things are, or some jewels, or whatever. It's got lots of possibilities. But I'm doing a thing about Texas, so it kind of just seems so appropriate for to look like barbed wire. And then this leaf sprig, you know how I love leaf sprigs, so I cut it out of the same paper, but I'm going to use two different sides. I'm going to use the underside and the top side. So I love this set. I envision using this on lots of layouts because you can use it. It's so versatile. You could use it and not really have it look the same each time. So I need to get the placement and the length of the title down here so that I know where to put this. I'm going to put the long piece up at the top and then overlap it with the I actually could probably do, well, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and do some glue on here. It's a little bit sad. We had some dreams about that area, but and we're probably, when we can and do travel, I knew that would happen. And I'm not going to have a, okay, I'll let that kind of stick up. Okay, I will do the same thing here and try not to touch it. Anyway, when you get to that stage in life where you realize certain things are probably not going to happen, that's it's a little sad, but the way I look at it, we've kind of declared our independence of the state of Texas property tax people, and so that's kind of a good thing. Okay, I've got these. Also, you can kind of see out of that same white card that was part of that packaging. I've cut these tags, or it was just rectangles, and I used corner punches to do them. Let me get that straight. I'm gonna do this one over here. I'm gonna maybe cut that one shorter. And I'll cut this shorter as well. Okay. And that's just folded, both of these are just folded bits of paper. I'm gonna put this right in here. This is just it's a scrap I had lying on the table. And I'm just using it to add that lighter pink color, which isn't in here anywhere, because I have some things I want to use that are that color. Let me get that down right there. Just a little hint of it. Okay, and now I want to use this. Right there, I'm going to put some glue on one. I'm really just kind of embellishing both sides somewhat the same. And here's where I want to use the pink side of this. Actually, let me put some glue on it, and I am going to kind of tuck it down under that square. Okay, that's good. Now over here, I'm going to use this green striped side, tuck it under there, and then I'll layer this, maybe coming out from that square, or this one. That's even better. Okay. And I've got a few things. I've got a Vicki Boutin floral that I thought I'd cut in half and kind of layer behind the tags on each side. So we'll see how that works. Let me get the front pieces before I worry about that. And then I'll see if I need that to complete it for any reason. I'll do that there, and it's just kind of stuck there, and I'll let it stay up like that. I do this. I love the black and white leaves, so that's what I kind of want to show. And there's a yellow rose here, and you know, the yellow rose of Texas and all that implies. So let me do it across here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do this one here, and then this one here. I like that. As long as the yellow rose shows and the black and white leaves show. And I can kind of curl those up. I love that floral. It's what originally made me fall in love with Vicki Boutin's designs. It just showed a lot of imagination and personality. Okay, so I've got a little yellow here, a little yellow here, the yellow fence. Now I'm ready to do the title. I do have a little pink butterfly, and a lot of this was all about doing the pink butterfly because there were butterflies out when we looked at the property. I don't know if it was this day that these photos were taken, but someday that we were there, there was a butterfly. So I'm gonna place that butterfly there. And now let's put the photos on. We'll see what else we need. So I think right in the middle of those and right in the middle of those. Whoops, wrong way. So they're on foam, so they'll stand up. I forgot originally, oops, that moved, that these were square photos, and I cut a 3x4 mat, and so I ended up having to kind of cut the, and I had already put the foam on it before printing the photos. Okay, those are there. I'm going to use this geotag. I'm using a black one down on the state of Texas map, but I kind of want to put one on the photo. And I want to, I guess it should maybe bridge across those three. I'll put this here, and I've got some yellow sequins to kind of bring that out. And the star, kind of Lone Star sort of thing. So I'm going to do this and let it overlap there. Let me get some foam on this. I've got some here. That should work. I love, these are all these, this ticket, these two tickets and this ticket are from Paige Evans' Go the Scenic Route. And that kind of, and Blue Skies Ahead was certainly how we felt when we were making that purchase. Okay, so here, and of course this was, you know, like I said, this was 11 years after making the purchase. We were just visiting our future retirement place, our Texas place. Let's see, I want to do that. I'm trying to line the bottoms of those up. Okay, that works. And then I'm going to put this on a bit of foam, even though there's foam in between, because I kind of want it to overlap here. Okay, so now I'm going to run that. I'm going to run this kind of as if it was behind there. I'm going to cut it short on one side and a little longer on the other. And I'll put a couple dots of glue on the on these spots. There, that's a little more glue than I should have put there. And of course, the glue bothers me when it's on the black, but it dries clear and matte, so I shouldn't worry about it. I'll try to get my dots a little smaller there, because it really doesn't take much to hold. We lived in Texas for 30 some odd years. It was 33 for me and 30 for John. And when we left to come to Georgia. Okay, I've got some of these little guys. I thought I might add some pink down in here, and so I'll bring one of these flowers and its matching little leaf, and it'll kind of pick up on some of the minty greens in the photo, and this, it's actually a little yellower green. It's not minty. I think the white protector here, I'm going to place the leaf first and then the flower. Let me make it, let's see, do I want it part of that? Well, it can be out in the, okay. I'll put the flower first and I'll butt it up next to the O, or maybe, ooh, I can put it on top, overlapping the O, and then the leaf can kind of slide up underneath it. Otherwise, they have to butt up next to each other. Let me put some glue right there. Put that on, and then it moves it. Of course, it. Let me see. Yeah, that'll work. I'll have to hold it just like that with my tweezers. And I questioned myself about this blue, but it seems like there's a little bit of blue in there. And you know, there's that aqua. If something doesn't match something else, that's when I decided I'm using it as an accent color. Okay, here's my finished layout. I have typed up some rather personal journaling to go with this, and it's going to include the property sale document and some other things that will be inserted in a pocket back behind here, and I'll probably do a similar tag so that I can pull that pocket up to tell the whole story. Ah, forgot the sequins. I want sequins on here, and there's some tiny little stars in this. This is Citrus Twist mix by Spiegelmom Scraps, and it's just the cutest mix. Beautiful yellows, but these little stars make it shine. Now that you're seeing the glue there on the black, but like I said, once that dries, okay, that covers it. I will do one of these kind of right in that area. And these won't be as distinctively yellow because the black is going to show through, but they will look kind of iridescent with kind of the dark undertones. I'm going to do another little tiny star, and it's not just the outlines of the stars that you get. You also get the insides of the stars. And if you think these are tiny and hard to pick up, those are way worse, but I'm going to try. And I have a tool that will do this. Let me... But that tool is double-sided. It also has a pick side, and I use that for weeding die cuts, and I keep it over by the die cutting machine. And I'm kind of gonna, kind of a takeoff on, I've got the geotag here has a heart, and that's deep in the heart of Texas. And I've got the Lone Star, and I've got the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas, except they're tiny and yellow. So I think I've got my Texas page done, and it's according to the recipe. These flowers are fussy cut. This leaf sprig right here is a piece of ephemera from a Paige Evans collection. I think it's Go the Scenic Route, but it could be another collection. It's in navy blue, so possibly Go the Scenic Route because there's blue in there. Okay, and I love my Bramble Fox. These are Bramble Fox Perspectives, the flower, the 2 geotags, and the butterfly. And they're Bramble Fox die cuts, dies that did that fence and the barbed wire and these sprigs right here. So I like this page. I'm happy with it. It's not exactly this, other than I've got the kind of the fence here. I've got the tag there, and then I put a bunch more junk, and then I have it over here, and I have my title kind of in the same place. So I'm okay with it, and it in my journaling it'll be talking about we didn't necessarily want our independence from Texas, but it'll be nice not to have the property tax bill every year, especially since the property can't be developed, and it's not likely that, even if it could, it's not likely that we would develop it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.